Timmy, you look stressed.
How? No. The thing is I don't understand anything about the cellular respiration.
What?
Yes. What the cellular respiration?
Don't worry, little Timmy, I know someone who can help you. The legendary heroes of cellular respiration.
We are the legendary heroes of cellular respiration, and we will explain you everything that you need to know.
The Glycolysis.
The Krebs Cycle.
The electron transport chain.
A few moments later.
Hi, my name is Pablo, and I am the legendary hero's assistant. I am here today with my friend Glycolysis to help him explain his part of cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is the process by which cells turn food into energy for several processes. And its first step is glycolysis. In fact, glycolysis means the division of glucose, because that's precisely what he's gonna do. The first step is to keep the glucose. That's why I'm giving him this Coke, because it has lots of glucose molecules on it. So let's begin. Then, 2 phosphates are added to this glucose 6 carbon chains.
No.
It's broken down into 2 3 carbon chains. Basically, just split it in half.
Good, my friend.
Finish him!
This process consumes 2 ATPs. But also gains 2 ATPs. After this occurs, another phosphate is added to each 3 carbon chain, and when it is broken down, it turns NAD into NADH. Now turn it into NADH. So let's go. After all of these steps, the only thing that remains are the modified 2 3 carbon chains, which should now be called pyruvate acids. Oh. We finally come to the end of the glycolysis process. You must remember, little Timmy, that this process occurs on the cytoplasm and it doesn't require oxygen. That's why we call it an anaerobic process, which means nothing will happen if I do this. You're such a lovely kid, little Timmy. Uh-oh. What the Hello, my name is Verónica Rodríguez de la Luz del Topo, and I am Mr. Krebs' assistant. Now, let us introduce Mr. Krebs Cycle, which, by the way, got his name from Hans Adolf Krebs, who first discovered him in 1937, and later on, in 1953, got a Medicine Nobel Prize due to his contribution to cellular knowledge. Say hello, Krebs.
Hello.
Okay. I'm gonna put back on my cap because I hate sunlight. Then I'm gonna take this candle to worship Veronica Armstrong. Okay, the first part of the Krebs cycle is called the bridge. It consists of taking one carbon molecule away from the pyruvate acid and turning it into acetyl. Then this acetyl will bond with an enzyme named CoA, creating the acetyl-CoA molecule. When this happens, there is a release of CO2 and NADH. Now we can move on the second stage of this guy's process, the citric acid cycle, also called the tricarboxylic acid cycle. The acetyl-CoA arrives to the matrix of the mitochondria, where a 4-carbon oxaloacetate chain is waiting for it to join with it. After they have done this, they transform into the citric acid, which would now lead to a series of transformations with the goal of getting enzymes. The first thing that happens is that 1 carbon from the 6-carbon chain is removed. The remaining 5-carbon chain should now be called A-ketoglutamate. On the breaking of the bond, CO2 and NADH are formed due to the detachment of hydrogen, electrons, and carbon. This process is repeated, gaining again NADH and another CO2 molecule. Now, Mr. Krebs returned to have the 4 carbons it had in the first place, and its job now is to modify them in order to use them again. The first thing that happens during this modification process is that the CoA enzyme attracts another phosphate to the molecule. But this phosphate is broken down, releasing electrons to create 1 ATP molecule. After this occurs, the carbons go through an enzyme called dehydrogenase, which break them down, releasing FADH2 and NADH in the process. Finally, the carbon bonds with water so it can get back to its original composition, and then break it down into hydrogen and oxygen. process, he made two FADH2 molecules, which will go to the ATC. Two ATP molecules, which can go anywhere inside the cell. 6 CO2 molecules, which go to the atmosphere. And 8 NADH molecules, which go to the ATC. In sum of that, we also have the other 2 ATP and 2 NADH molecules from glycolysis. We must remember to be aware of the quantity of product.
You must be wondering why there are twice as the products as we produced on the Krebs Cycle process. And it's because there are 2 pyruvates, which means all the quantities must be multiplied by 2.
Hi, my name is Esperanza Botero Gomez and I am the ATC or Electron Transport Chain Assistant. So, now that we're half through the process of cellular respiration, the only thing missing is the explanation of him, the electron transport chain. You must know that this process occurs in the inner membrane of the mitochondria, and also that is where the most energy is produced. So, now we're in the first step of the electron transport chain. In this step, there is a huge concentration gradient of hydrogen ions in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. So that hydrogen ions want to pass through the protein pumps. But for pass through these protein pumps, it needs to be powered by the NADH and FADH2. So now, the NADH and the FADH2 gonna give an electron to the protein pumps to let the hydrogen ions pass through. The hydrogen gets through the protein pump and pass to the outer membrane. So now the hydrogens go to a place known as the ATP synthase. This is an enzyme. Now when the hydrogens pass through the ATP synthase, it literally makes it spin. When the ATP synthase spins, it makes kinetic energy rage. And this kinetic energy rage allows that 32 ADPs join with 32 phosphates groups, creating 32 ATPs. So, even though the electron carrier molecules have powered the protein pumps, they still have some energy. So they go to rebond hydrogen and oxygen, creating again water. So now, if we look back throughout this process, we gain 36 ATPs, 10 NADH, 6 carbon dioxide, and 2 FADH2. So this is the general equation of cellular respiration. And if you want to know more of me, go to
www.ah.com.
Ready for the second round?
Yeah.
Okay, little Timmy, I hope that after all of these explanations, you finally come to understand the cellular respiration.
Thank you, legendary heroes. I understand everything perfectly now.
Okay, little Timmy, you must know that we are here for you.
I don't give two about it.
Okay, you're such a lovely kid, little Timmy.
The next day.
Oh wait, I don't care!